What is going on, guys? Today in this video we're going to be talking all about a product research tool that you guys all need to be implementing in your business, and also I'm going to be teaching you guys about the 3 different types of products out there. And you may not have even known that there are 3 different types of products to sell, but by the end of this video you will know exactly which one is meant for you and what all 3 of them do. Okay, so I understand a lot of you may not have known that there are 3 different types of products that you can sell, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about at all, I'm going to be telling you guys the 3 words right now, so listen very carefully. The first one is going to be trending, the second one is going to be seasonal, and the third one is going to be steady. So I'm going to need you guys to remember those 3 words: seasonal, trending, and steady. And by the end of this video, like I said, you're going to know exactly which one of those product types that you should be selling. And remember, every seller is going to have their own strategy. So some people may want to sell trending and some people may want to sell seasonal products. That's based off of their own personal goals. So first, we're going to start with a steady product. This is going to be the best and easiest product to start with. It is going to make you the most reliable amount of money consistently throughout the year, and it is going to be the least risky, like I said. So if you want to know what a steady product means and what it could be, basically it is a product that will sell well 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and it does not have a peak selling time. So for example, this would probably be the household items that you use on a day-to-day basis that you're going to need all year no matter what. This could be any kind of product that is not going to have a rise and decline in demand throughout the year. So it could be anything, such as the camera behind me right here. It's a DSLR camera, and a lot of people buy cameras all throughout the year. There isn't really a specific time of the year that people would want to buy a camera. And don't worry, now we're going to go on the product research tool I talked about and see if I'm correct and see if that camera really will sell well throughout the whole year. Now, if you guys want to further your education even more and invest in yourself, your business, or your future, then go down below. I'm going to have the first link in the description to my private course and my private mentorship, and you guys can join that if you want me to help you throughout the whole process, guide you through everything, and help you find your first product and help you get to success as fast as possible. And please only join the course if you are very serious about selling, because I like to keep my student success rate high, and I really only like to work with people who are very serious about this business. So if that sounds like you, then go to the first link down in the description and you guys can go ahead and join. If you guys have any questions before you join, then feel free to email me here, askrileyturner@gmail.com, and then I can go ahead and answer any of your questions before you get in and before we get to work. Now let's get back into the video. Okay, so here we are on the tool, and this tool is going to be Google Trends, and the good thing is it is free for all of you to use. You can also use it with your Jungle Scout Chrome extension. On the bottom right hand side of the Chrome extension, you will see where you can pull up the Google Trend report for a certain product you're looking at. And if you don't know what the Jungle Scout Chrome extension is, don't worry about it. We're going to focus on this today. And if you guys really want to know, then you guys can go down to the first link in the description, like I already talked about, and join my private course so you can work with me one-on-one and I can teach you how everything works. So basically all we are going to do is we are going to search for the best keyword phrase for the product we're looking for. So for example, we are looking for a DSLR camera. That's the type of camera. So we're going to go here on Google Trends and we're going to type in DSLR camera, and we are going to see how often it rises and declines in popularity throughout the year. Okay, so all we need to do is we need to go onto the search bar right here and type in our most broad keywords. So in this case, we're just going to put camera and see how well a camera does throughout the year. See how often it rises and declines in demand, and hopefully it will be steady throughout the whole year. And that gives us a good idea and good picture that it is going to be a steady selling product throughout the whole year. So we typed in camera and we're going to go ahead and search now and see what it pulls up for us. Now, as you can see, this looks like a pretty straight line with a small increase here. And usually every steady product will have a slight increase throughout the holiday season, which would be right here, anywhere from November, December, and even January. And don't think that that means it is not a steady selling product. It definitely is. If it has a flat line like this with a slight increase, then I would still consider it a steady product. Now, if you guys are not selling in the US market, let's say you want to sell in the Australian market or you want to sell in the UK market, then go ahead and type your country here. That way you can see the demand in your specific marketplace if you're not selling in the United States. That way you're getting the most accurate results for wherever you're trying to sell. So we're going to go ahead and try Australia and see if it has a similar demand or if it's any different. Okay, so actually it looks even more steady than in the United States market. So I would definitely consider this a steady product in Australia and the United States, and it would be a good product that would sell well all year long. Now, this is only telling us if it is seasonal, trending, or steady, and please do not only factor that in for finding a good product. This is just to find if it's seasonal, steady, or trending. This does not tell you if it is a good product. This is simply just another piece of the puzzle for finding an overall good product. But there are a lot of other things that you need to do to find that product, not just this. So please make sure you know the other steps before you jump on a product. Now, another thing that you can also alter here is the time frame. So this is going to be good if you want to see if it is a steady product for a long time and it's not just popular for 1 year. So right here, we have it right now currently at the past 12 months, so that is 1 year. Now let's check and see if it is a steady product based off the past 5 years. Okay, so you can see it is very steady throughout the whole year and also has these slight increases throughout the holiday season, which is not shocking because of course people probably want cameras on Christmas. But in general, this does look like a very steady product and it looks like it would work well throughout the entire year, especially the holiday season. Now, if you guys search for a product and it is at the very bottom of the chart where the cursor is right now, that means that it probably doesn't have much of a demand or popularity. So you can see this one is doing pretty well between 50 to 75. So that is pretty steady throughout the whole year at a good rank. Okay, so I reset it back to the United States and I also reset it back to the last 12 months. The last thing that you can also do to change is right here where it says web search. We can also change it to Google Shopping down here. So basically what we have it on right now is web search, and that means the popularity for people searching for this keyword. So how popular is the word camera throughout the year for Google searching? Now the next thing we can do, like I said, is Google Shopping. Now this is going to give you a little bit different perspective on how popular it is for people actually shopping for that product. So this is a good idea to check out as well. So as you can see here, pretty much same thing. That's why it really doesn't matter, but you might as well check both just to be extra safe. So we can see here that it is a steady seller throughout the whole year and people are searching for it consistently throughout the entire year. So that is basically a steady product, something that sells well throughout the whole year, that is always going to be steady and have a good demand. Now there are still two other types of products that we haven't gone over yet. The next one we're going to talk about is seasonal products, and this is another one that can also do very well. So at the end of the video, I'll be talking about which one is probably meant for you specifically based off of what you probably want. And then that way you can make the best decision for yourself. Okay, so if you guys don't know what a seasonal product can be, it's basically what it sounds like. It's going to be a product that sells well throughout a certain season of the year. So for example, usually this is going to be either holidays or it's going to be weather types. So if a product is going to be a better fit for the summertime, then usually it will be seasonal and better selling during the summer. And if it's a very popular gift to be given on Christmas, then most likely it will be selling well and have a high demand on Christmas. So this is another way that we can check that to make sure that we know what we're getting into before we jump on a product, and we know if it's going to sell well throughout the whole year or certain times of the year or once and never again. So we're going to go ahead and give the example of a holiday product. Since Valentine's Day is coming up, we're going to type in maybe heart pillow, so like a heart-shaped pillow, and see how that does. I really don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm guessing it is going to be seasonal throughout the month of February every year. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and search the heart pillow and see if it is seasonal. Okay, so we can see right after January is February, so that is about right here, and we can see this big increase right here in demand in search results. So that means it is going to be definitely seasonal throughout the month of February for the Valentine's Day holiday. Now, seasonal products can definitely be a great product to sell, but you need to be ready usually 2 to 3 months prior before the season starts. So if you wanted to sell on Valentine's Day a certain Valentine's Day product, then you're going to want to do it 2 to 3 months before the month of February in order for you to get your inventory in the Amazon warehouses, to get everything sorted out, and also to start with your product launch to make sure it does well throughout the month of February. So now this is only a 1-year chart, so we're going to go ahead and try to move this to the last 5 years and see if we get 5 big peaks throughout the month of February. Okay, so there you go. We see it has a pretty low demand throughout the whole year, and then February rolls around, Valentine's Day, and then you see a massive spike in interest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we have 5 peaks right here, 5 spikes, whatever you want to call it. That means that it is going to sell extremely well and be a really hot item throughout that certain time of the year, as we could see here on the chart. Okay, so now you know what steady products are, and now you know what seasonal products are. Seasonal products are only going to sell once a year throughout a season, whether it is the winter, the summer, the spring, the fall, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, anything like that. That is when it is going to peak in interest. Now let's talk about the last type of product you can sell, and that is going to be a trending product. Now this one is going to be the most risky, but with the most return on investment. So I have sold a few different types of trending products throughout my time selling on Amazon, and one of those trending products I sold was actually one of my top selling items I've ever sold, and it only did well for about 3 or 4 months, but those 3 or 4 months I made a lot of money. So basically that product I sold, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now because it's not going to sell well for a long time. And that is what a trending product means. It means it is extremely popular throughout one time, and usually it loses all popularity and it will never be popular again. So the product I sold was eclipse glasses that you use when there is a solar eclipse. So if you guys remember, about a year ago, I think a little over a year now, we had a solar eclipse for the first time in I think 26 or 27 years. Now I used some of my strategies to find this trend before it started, so I knew about this maybe 4 or 5 months prior to the eclipse happening. And using those strategies, I was able to see this when no one else was. So I went ahead and jumped on the opportunity before anyone else could, and I started getting it ready, like I said, 4 months prior to the eclipse happening. And I had all my inventory in the FBA warehouse 2 months prior to the actual eclipse starting. So I really had everything set and ready to go. And once again, this was one of my best products, and it also had one of the best margins of profit. And that is also something you're going to see with trending items. Usually, since they are trending, you can increase the price like crazy because it is so popular that anyone will be able to pay for it. Specifically in my situation, the eclipse was happening on one day. That means people had to have it before that day. And about the week or two before, a lot of my competitors started selling out of their products. So they were losing all their eclipse glasses and they had no more inventory left. Luckily, I still had inventory, and the day of the eclipse, I raised my price to $99.99. So I was selling these for $100 for a 4-pack of eclipse glasses. I sourced these eclipse glasses for 4 pennies for 1 pair. So I was selling these in a 4-pack, and I only spent 16 cents sourcing it. And I was making almost a 100% profit margin. Not quite, but very close, since it was only pennies to source these. Like I said, I was able to increase my price all the way to almost $100 for a 4-pack of these because no one else had them. They were all selling out of stock, and everyone who still had them in stock was able to increase prices because everyone wanted these before the eclipse. So now you can understand probably why these are some of the most profitable products and also some of the riskiest, and you really need to know the strategies that I teach to my students. That way you do not make any mistakes and nothing goes wrong. So we're going to go ahead and search for the eclipse glasses, and I'll show you exactly when I did very well with them. Because like I said, they were only going to do well that one time or not for multiple years. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and search for the eclipse glasses now and see what we get over the past 12 months. And we can see here we have a small peak here, but really it is nothing compared to when we had the real solar eclipse. This peak is because about a week ago we had a blood moon eclipse, something like that. But the blood moon didn't have any damaging effect on your eyes, so really you didn't even need these eclipse glasses. This is probably just because people thought you did, but you really didn't. So that is going to be a small peak. So if there's a few little eclipses throughout the year, you might get a little bit of sales, but the big solar eclipse where you actually had to have these on for your safety, that is when it sold really well. So like I said, this happened more than a year ago, so we're only on a year scale right now. We're going to need to go back about 5 years and see if we see the massive peak from when I sold. And there you go, right there. We have the huge peak a little over a year ago, and this is when it started selling like crazy. But I had to get my inventory and get everything going about 4 or 5 months prior, so I started getting everything ready the end of March or the beginning of April right here. And like I said, for seasonal products, I recommend that you you start those maybe 3 months prior to the actual season starting. For trending products, I recommend you start even further away, so maybe 4 or 5 months prior to the trend. That way you get ahead of the competition before everyone else tries to jump on this. So now if you're searching for a product and you do not want a trending product, then if you see something like this that only had a popularity once in a 5-year span, then that means do not sell it, because the trend is over and it probably won't start again for multiple years or possibly never again. So if you are trying to sell a product and you already see this, then it is probably not a good idea to sell it. Now, if you see signs of a trend starting or happening, then that is a good idea to start it. But if you already see it happened and it left, then it is not a good idea. And those product research strategies that I have that help you find trending products, I teach to all of my students. Okay, so I hope you guys finally understand what the differences between seasonal, trending, and steady products are. And if you guys want to know what the best one is for you personally, here we go. If you guys want a product that's going to sell well throughout the entire year, and you're more okay with having multiple products that are making $1,000 to $10,000 a month, then I would go for a few different steady products and sell multiple at a time. And you can do very well with that. If you have 10 different steady selling products that are all doing $10,000 a month, then you can make $100,000 a month. So it is definitely a good strategy to take if you want to be more steady throughout the entire year. Now, if you want to make a little bit more money, but only throughout 1 or 3 months throughout the year, then you want to go with a seasonal product that is going to sell well throughout one period of the year, usually every single year. So that could be any kind of Christmas item or anything like that. And usually these products are going to sell better than steady products throughout that certain time of the year. So for example, say a steady product sells $10,000 a month throughout the entire year for 12 months. Sometimes a good seasonal product can sell $40,000 a month for 3 months. So it's only going to sell well for those 3 months. So that is something to base it off of. If you guys want to have a few different seasonal products throughout all the different seasons of the year, then that can also be a really good strategy, because each one can make $40,000 through each different season. And that means throughout the whole year, you could be making $40,000 consistently throughout the whole year with a bunch of different seasonal products. And the last one is trending. If you are a risky person and you want to make big money, usually this is the real risky entrepreneurs, like the typical stereotype, then you guys can definitely jump on this. I do not recommend these for a first-time seller. This is something more when you get selling and you have more money to play with in terms of investing in new products, because that means you're going to have less to lose and you have more money in terms of risk to put out there. And like I said, if you are right about one of these trending products, then you could see extremely high amounts of profit or revenue throughout that trend, as high as $100,000 a month or more. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys learned something new today. And also, if you guys have any questions for me about my private course, remember the email is right here, askrileyturner@gmail.com, and I will answer any of your questions about the private course or private mentorship with the first link down in the description. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right here. We're at almost 4,400 subscribers, almost 2 away. And thank you guys all for subscribing. And if you guys learned anything new, then go down below, click on the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And last but not least, go down below, leave me a comment. Let me know if you subscribed. Also, let me know if you have any questions, and I respond to every single comment. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you guys in the next video, or I will see you guys if you join the private course down below, or I will see you guys if you guys email me to get into the private course. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.